Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, so think about this for a second. Cities have this wild paradox, right? On one hand, you get these massive floods. On the other, you've got to keep the water flowing to our faucets. How do they manage both? Today, we're going to untangle that whole puzzle.
So, to really get a handle on this, let's start with something super basic. Picture a huge downpour in the middle of a city. All that rain, where does it actually go?
And this is where the problem really starts. It's kind of crazy when you see it side by side. Out in nature, the ground is basically a giant sponge, right? It just soaks up the rain. But in a city, all that concrete, all that pavement, it's the complete opposite. It's like a waterproof shell. So instead of soaking in, the water just rushes off in huge amounts. And dealing with that, well, that's the core challenge we're facing.
Okay, so how do we fix this mess? Well, urban planners have come up with some pretty brilliant solutions. And the first one is about as straightforward as it gets. I mean, what if we just caught the rain right where it falls? This simple idea has a name: rainwater harvesting. People call it RWH. And the whole principle is, well, it's genius in its simplicity. You grab the rain and store it before it can run off and cause trouble. It's a total game changer, honestly. It flips the script, turning rain from this big problem into a super valuable resource.
And here's how it actually works, step by step. First, your roof acts as a giant collector. The rain hits it, flows into some pipes, but here's the clever part. There's this little device called a first flush valve. It lets that first bit of dirty water, the stuff that rinses all the dust and bird droppings off the roof, just wash away. After that, the cleaner rainwater goes through a simple filter, and then, get this, it's sent right back underground to help refill the natural water table. Pretty cool, huh?
Now, don't think this is just some small-scale, eco-friendly thing. Nope. This is becoming serious policy. Take a massive city like Delhi, for instance. If you're building on a plot that's 100 square meters or bigger, you have to install one of these systems. It's the law. That's a major commitment, and it shows you how effective this is.
Okay, so catching rain is awesome, but let's be real. You can't catch every single drop, especially during a monster storm. So for all that water that still runs off, we have to have a plan. We need to know where it's going and how much there is. And for that, well, we've got to break out the calculators.
This is where engineers pull out a classic tool from their toolbox. It's called the rational formula. And I know, formula sounds intimidating, but stick with me. This simple-looking equation is literally the key to building storm drains that don't overflow, which helps prevent those really dangerous flash floods.
Let's crack this thing open. Q is the big one. That's the peak runoff, how much water we're dealing with. And to figure that out, you just multiply three things together. A is just the size of the area, super simple. I is the rainfall intensity, basically how hard is it raining. And then there's C, this one's the cool one. It's the runoff coefficient. Think of it as a bounciness score for the ground, how much of the rain bounces off instead of soaking in.
And that C value, it changes everything. A grassy park, it's got a really low C because it's like a sponge. But a huge asphalt parking lot, whoa, that has a super high C. Almost every single drop of rain that hits it becomes runoff, like instantly. And that's why you see so much flooding around big shopping malls and parking lots.
So once you realize that these hard, sealed surfaces are the big villain in this story, it leads to our third, and honestly most exciting solution. What if we could make our cities act less like a giant parking lot and more like a forest? What if we actually worked with nature instead of against it?
This is a huge shift in thinking. The old school approach was just build giant concrete pipes and get that water out of sight, out of mind as fast as possible. The new way, it's called Sustainable Urban Drainage Systems, or SUDS for short, is the exact opposite. The whole idea is to slow the water down, let it hang out for a bit, and give it a chance to soak back into the ground, just like it would in nature. And the tools they use for this are just awesome. We're not just talking about pipes anymore. We're talking about things like bioswales, which are these beautiful plant-filled channels that slow the water down and clean it, or permeable pavements. They look like regular pavers, but they secretly let water soak right through them. And then you have retention ponds, which are basically man-made lakes that can hold tons of stormwater. And guess what? They also double as beautiful parks for everyone to enjoy.
All right, so there you have it, our three big ideas. Catch the rain, calculate the flow, and copy nature. You've got the basics down. So how about we put that new knowledge to the test? Let's do a quick pop quiz to see what you've picked up.
First question for you. Think back to that formula we talked about.
Which one of these surfaces would have the highest runoff coefficient, that C value? Is it A, a forest, B, a park, C, an asphalt parking lot, or D, a playground? Go on, have a think.
And the answer is C, the asphalt parking lot. If you got that, nice one. Yeah, that hard, non-porous surface is basically a slip and slide for rainwater, sending almost all of it straight into the drain.
Okay, question number 2. Let's rewind to that rooftop harvesting system. What's the main job of that first flush device? Is it A, to filter sand, B, to divert the dirty water, C, to pump water, or D, to measure the rain?
Yep, the answer is B. Its whole purpose is to get rid of that initial dirty rainwater, the stuff cleaning all the grime off the roof, so that the water you end up collecting is much cleaner.
All right, last one. This one's about those awesome nature-based solutions. What exactly is a swale? Is it A, a pump, B, a vegetated channel, C, a concrete tank, or D, a water meter?
You got it. It's B, a vegetated channel. It's that grassy, ditch-like feature we talked about. It's not just a ditch, though. It's a smart system designed to slow water down, let the plants filter it, and help it soak back into the earth.
And that really gets to the heart of all this, you know? When you look at these solutions, harvesting rain to recharge groundwater, or building swales that act like little streams, it all points to one thing. The smartest, most cutting-edge engineering is often just us rediscovering the wisdom that nature already figured out millennia ago.
So I want to leave you with a little challenge. Now that you know what you're looking for, you know what permeable pavement looks like, what a bioswale is, keep your eyes peeled. Next time you're walking around your own neighborhood, see what you can spot. You'd be amazed at how many of these clever designs are hiding in plain sight,